Hello everybody, it is Tim from Tim Michael, my YouTube channel here. I always want to say Tim Michael Arts because quite honestly, things have changed a little bit since I started the channel a long time ago. Now, something kind of cool that I'm doing a little bit different today is right over here in the corner where you guys probably can't see, my cell phone is literally hanging off of a painting that I got here, and it is shooting Instagram live right now, and I am actually recording this with a couple people here. We got Masterman204, the one sketch on here. Guys, quickly spam this really quick so I can see your other names, and I'll give you a shout out. But we have a couple people on here just hanging out. I don't always do this. This is just something fun, and it was this is actually my first attempt trying Instagram live, and everyone's on here and chatting. And it's awesome. I'm having so much fun. You guys are amazing here on YouTube, I'm just saying. Alright, so another friendly critique for you guys today. This one is from Beluga Tunes, and it's a really cute little piece. I'm actually really impressed with it. I like the simplicity of it. I love its style. A lot of people don't think about what it would be like to draw things a certain way and get these different character forms and stuff, and I love when people go beyond and stretch the rules of creativity, and it is really fun. Oh, also, Quad Guy 27, sorry bud, forgot to mention you on there, and I thought there was one other gentleman on here too, so shout out in there. I'm keeping an eye. I'm trying to anyway. I know I look kind of weird just looking up in this corner, don't I? Anyway, I really like this piece. I do think there's some stuff that I can offer, but when it comes down to it, this piece looks right off of, like, Cartoon Network, Cartoon Central, whatever it's called. I don't even watch TV anyway. But it has that vibe. But I really think with just a little bit of attention to detail, we can perk this thing right up. So I'm going to show you guys what I can do to this. And once again, like I've said before, there's two things I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to give advice on things that I can see. This doesn't mean that this is terrible at all. This is actually a really cute piece. I really like it. But then secondly, I'm nitpicky. And it's not because I'm a terrible person. It's because I'm trying to find things that can teach more than just the artist who drew. I want this to teach every one of our 100,000. Now I'm getting picky. Our 10,300 subscribers on here. Thank you guys. You guys are amazing. So what I'm going to do is give you a little bit of an idea. I'm going to draw with my pen here on my Cintiq. For those of you wondering, I am using Clip Studio Paint Pro, drawing on a Cintiq 21UX. It's a really amazing board. Love drawing on it. Made by Wacom. If you guys want to look it up, go for it. And I'm just going to get right into this. Like I said before, everything on here is really cool. And for a simple hand sketch, which I do see under sketch, which is great. People are using under sketch. That's very good. For a very simple under sketch, this guy is really cool. And I think with just a couple little tips here and there, this will go even further, okay? And really the only way I can show you is by drawing. Not to mention, I love to draw anyway, so let's just go ahead and get into it. One last check on here. We got Dark Janet in here, which she has been a fan for forever. And by the way, there's a guy on here, the one sketch, or the sketch one? The one sketch or sketch one? Remind me your name again. Correct me on that. He's been here forever. He's been here since Cartoon Block. There's some amazing fans hanging out tonight. Thank you, guys. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm just going to get right in with this. I'm going to grab a black pen, and first off, we're going to start with my first critique that I offered on the last video where I did a critique, and it's really simple. Hair got stuck up my nose just now. That's kind of weird. We're going to do something really simple. This is called line depth. Line depth will change your artwork if you take the time to do it. Now, not everyone has pen pressure using a Wacom. Sometimes you're doing exactly what this person did here. They drew on paper. They did it with a pencil and stuff. That doesn't mean that you can't do line depth. Take your pencil and scratch out those lines. Just make sure they're really nice and clean when you're done. By scribbling out those lines and making them thick to thin and giving depth where depth is due, it's going to make a world of difference in your artwork. And that's where it's really going to count here. So I want to show you why. And I have a feeling this is going to be something I'm going to be teaching a lot of you guys. And we're going to be coming back to this a lot. But I found in the last piece that we just did for another amazing artist who did a great job on his piece, I think that this is the key thing that a lot of people just haven't learned yet. And I remember, let me get started drawing here. And I remember when I first started, the gentleman who offered me advice on how to draw, guess what the first thing was he mentioned to me? line depth. That's what happened. And boy, it's the truth. It just makes all the difference. I'm going to make sure that this image is nice and dark, but I'm also going to use the same color, black, that they used. So hopefully it matches to a certain extent. I'm going to go out of my way and try a different kind of tool. Usually I use just a lighter pencil tool that you can see up here in the left-hand corner. I'm going to try a mechanical pencil or even a rough pencil. And my reasoning for that is because I actually kind of want to try and match what's already here to hopefully kind of make it look like it was like that on purpose. So my brush size is up, my density's up. So this might not be the best tool for this, but I'm going to try it anyway, just for a few minutes and see if I like it. If I don't, then I'll just switch over to another tool. But this one's my rough pencil, and you can see what I'm doing here. I literally am just filling in line. It's not quite dark enough for me. I'm going to try and switch it to full black and see if that helps. It's just not, it's not hard enough for me. Is there a way to make it a little harder? No, not really. That's fine. We're going to switch over to the mechanical pencil and see. That puts a completely different texture on this. Not exactly what I'm looking for, but I'm sure you guys will forgive me, right? So, like I said, now, because this piece has yet to be drawn with shading and with color, we don't know where the light is coming from. So let's go ahead and set a light point, okay? We're going to put the light point up here, coming down this way, and the shadow point right here, going up this way. That way, at least we have a beginning structure. Now, I'm not intending to shade this. I want to doctor this up for exactly what it is, a pencil sketch or a pen sketch. So I want to make sure that I'm only critiquing up to the level that that person went. If we want to do a shadow critique in the future, that person can let me know and we might come back to that. If we want to do a color technique tutorial on this, that's something we can even do in the future as well. But one thing I want to do is edit this and critique this for exactly what it is right now. Just a pencil sketch, okay? So keeping in mind my shadows and my highlights, if you guys watched my previous video, then you will probably know exactly where I'm going to be putting some of this stuff. If not, you can check out the previous video where I talked all about line depth, and I think that that's going to be quite a big winner for you guys. It will change your style. It'll change your look. It'll give things a fresh new feeling. It really gives depth to a piece. And I think I don't know a single artist who isn't looking for depth in their artwork. So don't be afraid to dig into it. And I know that some people can get scared of it because it's in depth. Yeah, no pun intended, but there is a lot of detail that goes into this. It takes time. So all you're going to do, like I said before, is choose your areas that are going to be in shadow or the areas that aren't facing the sun, and you're just going to make these lines a bit thicker. That's all you're going to do. And then you're just going to go ahead and as you go along here, you'll add some, and maybe you'll remove some. Maybe you'll make things thinner. Maybe you'll make certain lines thinner and other ones thicker. Doesn't matter. Hearing a sound. That was an odd sound. Confusing. Okay, anyway. There we go. And you can see if I zoom out, whoops, drawing all over this drawing here. If I zoom out, there's already a little bit of depth going in there, and it's starting to already have a little bit of pop. And that's what we're looking for, guys. That's exactly what we're looking for. Checking out my Instagram feed. Still got a bunch of amazing people. The one sketch. We got this right now, the one sketch. Should have just called you the sketchy one. Okie dokie. Also, when you're doing this is also a really great opportunity to consider things like shadow, this is basically shadow. Basically what this is creating shadow and depth to a piece, and that's exactly what you're looking for. The ability to darken and lighten certain lines is really a form of shadow, because a certain part of my face at this moment in time is more in the shadow than it is in the light. So these are the things that you're basically doing probably without meaning to, and it gives so much extra to a piece. And if you found, like, in a situation like this, where you got this arm here, and you've already put darkness on one side of the arm because maybe part of the body is casting a reflection on it, then, or excuse me, a shadow on it, then maybe you want to go to the other side of the arm and make it even deeper. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with going crazy deep. Now, oh, hey, check this out. Check this out. This may be an accident or this may be on purpose, but look at the bottom of this arm right here. Look at that line. That line's deeper. There's more depth to this line right here than there is to this line right here. Can you see that? So either they scratched that out by accident or they did it on purpose. And if you did it on purpose, good job. If you did it by accident, then you just did a, who's that Ross guy? The painter. Guys, help me out here. Bob Ross. And he's going, that's a happy accident. You just had a happy accident. Doesn't sound right. Okay, anyway. We're going to continue on here. And I'm just going to try and keep this somewhat brief because I think if you really want to see what I'm talking about with line depth, then all you got to do is go look at my previous video that I did of my previous critique. I think we're going to be covering this a lot, and I think that in the end, I'll probably continue to draw and demonstrate this on these different pieces because it adds so much. And I think some of the best ways to inspire artists to continue forward is to show them what their piece would look like if they went a little bit further or if they added an extra technique to it. It might take a little extra time or it might take a lot of extra time. But truth be told, if you use these techniques and you take the time to do them, it's going to make all the difference. And I think the only way to truly demonstrate that is to show you what your piece may have looked like on the other end. And that's why I always ask you guys, are you okay with me critiquing it? When I come to you guys and I say, hey, are you guys interested in having me critique your work? And you say, you know, you tag my name in your artwork, which is fantastic. I love that you guys do that. I love seeing what you draw. I want to make sure that you guys are okay with me drawing over your artwork. So by me going, okay, guys, if you're tagging me, I need you to let me know that you want this critiqued, okay? And let me let you guys know, if you want me to critique your work, this is one thing that I'm intending to do of many different things. I want to continue to keep this channel moving forward. So I'm planning on a couple different kinds of episodes. One will be about critique, one will be a little bit of an art challenge of some sort, and I want to keep things moving a little, and so when I come to you guys and I say, hey, if you want me to critique your work, all you guys got to do is follow me on Instagram. I'm Tim Michael Arts on Instagram, all one word. And then also, what you got to do is just put a hashtag in front of my name on your artwork that you want me to critique, and make sure that you let me know, Tim, please critique. And that would be wonderful. I love seeing your messages. I try to respond back. And if your work is good, I'm going to tell you. If your work can have a little bit of adjustment, then I'll bring it on here and I'll try and help you out to the best of my ability. I'm not going to be able to get everyone done, but I will certainly try to keep up with it as much as I can. And it means a lot to you guys. And to me, it means a lot to you guys. My goodness. I am just like totally into myself right now, apparently. It means a lot to me that you guys are going the extra mile to help me out. And getting me extra content to put up here on my YouTube channel. My gosh, that Timmy's just totally into himself, man. Okay, I see that they meant to draw this on the bottom here, so I'll draw it in for them. There we go. Okay, here's a nice little spout. So I'll go ahead and actually fill that in, because that's going to go inside. So far, so good. All right. All right, let's zoom out and take another look here. Looks awesome. We're coming along great here. I think there's a little bit more depth in here, especially, and what's helping me also is that I'm looking at my other screen over here to the side where I'm seeing a much smaller vantage point of the same piece I'm working on, because I'm also looking at the recording I'm creating right now, and this is really helping me kind of see things in the big picture. As we zoom out here and look at this from far away, you can get a bit of a feeling of how that might look. And sure, I can add some shadows and things like that to it as we continue to go along, but I think that this is really getting to the nitty-gritty of what the main thing is that would really, really help this piece out, and that's simply line depth. So take that time to scrape out those deeper lines and learn your shadows and your highlights. And Yes, shadows and highlights are scary things. They are. It really, I don't blame you. Shadows and highlights are confusing, aren't they? I mean, it's hard to get involved in those and figure them out. But you know what? Put the time into it and really focus on the people around you, the surroundings around you. Look at me right now. What's in shadow? What's in highlight? Now I have two lights to each side of me and this light facing right up at me. So there's a whole bunch of different stuff going on my face, including burps. But what I am trying, but what I want you to see is I want you to see that it's really a basic science. Where the sun isn't, line is darker. Where the sun is, line is lighter or non-existent. It depends on how light that light is. I think something that really helps me out is that I also do videography or photography. I love making videos. That's my passion. And so one of the things that I deal with all the time is something called overexposure. And overexposure means that when your camera cannot see, you've let in so much light into its lens that it just can't take it anymore. There's too much. Then when that happens, then the only thing it can do is let in white. And that white, that extreme white, is where you wouldn't want to draw any line at all. But as things become somewhat visible, as light is less, and you can actually start to see a shape or a form, then that's where you go, oh, okay, I need to draw thicker lines. And areas where the sun completely isn't, that's where you got to go whole hog and draw those nice, big, deep, thick shadows. And a lot of artists will do that a lot, obviously, in different kinds of cartoons and comic books and stuff, Marvel, DC, things like that. Okay. So I pick and choose my battles when it comes to a piece on what I'm going to add highlight to and what I'm going to add shadow to in just my normal inked tones here. I like this cute little drop that's going down her face here. I'll put a little dot in there just to kind of make it shine. I think with this part right here, I'll darken this, and then as it comes under here, I'll just add a little bit of a line, just to show that the neck stop, the chin stops here, the neck starts here, if that makes any sense. Okay. This is so cute, such a cute piece. Beluga, you did a good job. That's a cool name. Beluga Tunes. Oh, that's great stuff. Jay Casted. Hey, is that Johnny Air? Oh my goodness, buddy, are you on here? I have not heard from you in forever, brother. I hope God is blessing you richly, man. Hope all is good in your world, man. Johnny Air and I used to hang out all the time. We used to work together. He knew me before I knew how to draw. He was a really, really great guy. He kept me away from everything I shouldn't be around, was a great support in my life. And when things went the other direction, then I tried to be there for him as much as possible, too. That's what good friends are for. I'm used to the military life. Here you go. Here's a little bit about me. I'm a military brat, was raised in the Air Force, and I've been all over the world and stuff. And when I make friends, it's really incredibly easy for me to lose touch with my friends. Right, Johnny Air? It's so sad that happens and that I don't keep in touch with people. I love Facebook because I can at least see what's going on behind the scenes of their lives and I can make sure that they're still alive. But truth be told, and I'm sure Johnny Air can state that very obviously, I'm a terrible friend when it comes to staying in touch with people. And he and I, we were fast buds and had a great time back in the old days. Back in the old days. I'm giving her just a couple little eyelashes here just to kind of spruce it up a little bit, and maybe that's putting too much detail into it, because believe me, little additions like that could be too much detail if someone wanted to keep this truly simple. Okay, so let me go ahead and dim the bottom image here, and let's see what you guys think of... Oops, I was drawing over the sketch layer too. Yay, I messed up. I drew over top the wrong layer. Go figure. I love when I can lower it, and so hopefully you guys can see the full picture. But take a look at that. That there, from the before to the after, there just seems to be a little bit more depth going on there. And you could take this so much further than this. Let's go ahead and talk about one more detail, and that's doing a very thick, bold line around the outside of a piece. I feel that if you really want a true form cartoon where they feel like they're just popping off the paper, you're not only going to go to this point, but you're going to go one step further. And I'm going to show you what that looks like here, okay? So we're going to come in here. By the way, anyone on my Instagram feed who's watching live, I'm so sorry that I'm not talking to you guys. This is actually a live recording right now for YouTube. So for those of you who are on here, you are literally getting mentioned out to over 10,000 people. How crazy is that, huh? So, what is that on her forehead? That's a good question. I don't know what the little line is on her forehead here. Maybe it's an extra eyeball. Maybe this person was trying to draw a spider. If I look at the Instagram, it says Belugatoon's critiques are welcome. Inktober Day 16. Undertale Muffets. I don't know if any of you guys know about this, if it's a character or someone familiar or something like that, that you guys would recognize. Me, I'm just critiquing it for the art. So, go ahead and draw this finger in here. And basically, I'm literally just putting a big black thick stroke around this. Now, if you've worked in Adobe Photoshop, then they call it a stroke. If you work in Adobe Adobe Illustrator, they would call this a path. And so basically, I'm just putting a ginormous stroke / path around this piece, and I am just giving it its as much fill as I can. Now, let me explain why I'm doing this. Here's the point that goes in here. By doing this, obviously, I'm doing one thing, and that's messing up the original light and shadow depths. Now, there's a reason why this is okay. And the reason why this is okay is because you are still working on the lines, the shadows, and the highlights on the inside of the face and on the inside of the body. So in the outside, this is a really great way to do this, and I'll show you one extra thing once I'm done with this. This is a really great way, like I said, to make this character pop off of the paper, off of the t-shirt design, off of whatever purpose this character is going to serve. I find that this is a really, really great way to make this character just pop like crazy. And if you're looking at the image, you may already see that. You may already see it's just like boom. And the thing that I'm really trying to do is I'm trying to make sure that these thicknesses are huge in comparison to all the thicknesses that I've already laid down on the skin. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I want to make sure when I go into the body and I continue to work on those thick and thin lines that I keep telling you guys about, I want to make sure this thing stands out by a lot. I want to make sure that it still pops. And if everything is the exact same line size, like this piece was at the start, or the piece that I just critiqued before this, everything's going to look a little too uniform. And sometimes there's something beautiful about a piece that isn't exactly uniform. Like I've said before, please listen carefully to what I'm saying. This is a really, really great drawing. I am really proud of the person who drew this. I think this is a great piece. And anything that I'm offering as critique is only just me being super picky, trying to find things that I can teach, and just going off of that. I do think that there are areas here that can be improved, and I think that those areas are going to help that person become a more clean artist, be able to make pieces that are going to be more eye-appealing. They're going to have more design in them and things like that I think is really going to make the piece pop. And I know that that's what you guys want, and so that's what I'm offering here as the critique. So thank you so much for all of your support, guys, and all your love as I critique people's artwork. And I had a really great comment on the last piece that I critiqued. And the person said, I don't like watching critiques because I feel bad for the person that's being critiqued. And I know exactly how that feels. I actually detest critiques of my own work. Well, I did. And now that I try to let more people into my life and I try to say, okay, tell me how bad it is, and I listen to the critiques. If it's someone I love, if it's someone I appreciate, if it's my wife or an artist that I really look up to, it's really easy to take their critiques. Now, if it's Joe Schmo over here on the right-hand side, standing over my shoulder going, you missed a spot, it's not going to work for me. So if I'm a kind of guy that you appreciate, and you like what I do, and you want to kind of get my style down, you want to get a feel of how I do things, then I'm here for you. But I will not critique a piece that you do not ask me to critique. Just saying. Okay, so I got this really great structuring put out here, and I think that you can see the before and the after. If I go ahead and bring up the opacity on the before and the after, I think you can see there's an awful lot more depth going on there. Now, because all the outside lines around the whole piece are really, really thick, it means that everything on the inside still has a really great form, and it looks like a really nice, clean piece. Now, let's go ahead and do one or two more things, and this is part of the technique that I want to show you as well. With these big, bold lines, I want to show you guys now how to go even deeper. This is getting more dynamic. This is reaching even further into this. And here's the simple side of this. Whatever is in front, whatever is covering something else, that needs to be even deeper in line. So here's what I mean. My hand here. Think about putting a big black bold stroke around that, okay? So you got that big black stroke around that. Now take my other hand, put it over top. And we'll do it maybe like this. Okay. So now what I'm going to do instead is, because this hand is closer, I'm going to take that bold line and I'm going to put it all around this one. And I'm going to keep the one behind it. Whoop, there we go. The one behind it here, I'm going to keep that in less attention. So I'm not going to put stroke on that. Why am I doing that? Because I want this one here to stand out more than this one back here. Because this is the attention getter. This is closer to the camera. This one's further away. So when I want someone reaching out into the camera and I haven't added something like foreshortening to it, trying to get that closer to the camera, the simple act of putting a stroke around the closer image rather than the further is going to make a lot of difference. I'm going to show that to you now. Okay? So we're going to come in here, and areas like this is, for instance, this arm right here. You see that arm right there? So we can take the black stroke and we can go over this right here, like so. Okay, so we want that overlap to be there. Over here as well, we can see that this arm is in front of the other arms. So we'll get that one. This one here, we'll get this one. And you just want to be looking for things like this. All right, right here, this hand is in front of this hair. So we'll go ahead and do it here. Okay, this cup is in front of this face. So I'm going to make it, I don't want to go too bold on this because that's covering over the face, but I am going to make it somewhat more bold. And I'm going to come up here to the hand, and I'm going to do the hand. This finger is in front of these other fingers, so I'm not going to go completely bold, but I'm going to add a little bit of bold to it, just a little bit, okay? What else can we do? This cup here is a little bit in front of the other hand, so I can do that. And looking at this hand, I think that this hand is backwards. So if I'm holding my hand like this, the fingers are going to be right here, and the thumb might be probably somewhere around here. So keep that in mind because it looks like that hand may be backwards. Okay, this one looks like it's forwards. I don't see the structuring so well of how that hand was drawn, but you know what? It's really hard to draw hands, so I don't blame the individual if they had a hard time with that. That adds so much more depth. It might not be easy to see, but if you look at it now, those other arms that are in front of the other arms are bold. They're out in front, and they are pushing it. And all this can be done with a pencil or with a pen. Easy. Okay, see if there's anything else or if we're pretty much done with this critique. Let's pretend that this is an extra eyeball up here. So we'll go ahead and give that eyeball a couple cute little eyelashes and maybe put a little extra thing over top here to kind of make it look like the eyeball's kind of closed. Okay, that's kind of cute. Okay, guys, I think that that's probably going to do it for this critique. I am certain that I could go so much further in shadow and in color and everything, but like I said, I'm here to critique it for what it is. And for what it is a really, really great piece that just needs a little bit more touch-up to it. And once you get those line depths, once you try it, and you find success in it, when you're looking at that piece, you're looking at the before and you're looking at the after, your mind's going to blow. And you're going to have what I call the aha moments. And the aha moment is so much fun because it's that moment when you realize, I can do this. It is such an exciting adventure to be an artist. It's such an exciting adventure to learn new techniques. And it is really, really fun to find these new things, put them into effect, and just watch your artwork go from something excellent to something amazing. And that's what I want for you guys. Remember, if you want to have your artwork critiqued by me, all I need you to do is follow me on Instagram at TimMichaelArts. I don't think you can put links on Instagram per se, but if you need to know how to spell my name, I'll put that in the description below. You can also please take a look at all my other YouTube channels. I have a company called Legacy Studio Productions, and I make a ton of different YouTube videos. I do reviews on tech. I do so much other stuff. Just go take a look. LegacyStudioProductions.net. The link is in the description below. That'll take you to my website where you can just see all of my videos all in one place. It makes it really easy. After that, I have a Patreon account. I really could use your help. In tonight's video alone, I've already spent $50 on upgrading to use this camera, which is actually a really cool DSLR camera, as my webcam instead of using my cheap webcam. So I'm trying to upgrade and get more stuff in here because I see there's more people coming in here. Thank you so much for the new subscribers and for everything going on. So you guys can help me out a lot. If you can consider donating $1 a video, you can set limits. Just go over to patreon.com. The link will be in the description below, and become a patron. That means a lot to me, and there's a couple rewards waiting there for you as well. Okay? Other than that, guys, I think that's going to do it. I love you all so much. You are amazing people. 10,300 subscribers plus. It's just mind-blowing what you guys are doing to my YouTube channel. I really hope that you enjoy this. We'll be back with more soon. I'll see you guys next time. God bless you. Love you all. See you later.